Please like and subscribe. It helps support the channel and it don't cost nothing. Watch to the end, share with a friend.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty, Commander.
I don't know. I think.
Drop your weapons.
Gonna mention the Republican Party, but I think I'll stop. Welcome to Bongo Snacks Hawaii channel. Yeah. Well,
awaiting orders, Commander.
Just sit there. Testing out new machinery because I don't know, maybe it had something to do with the flood. The flood stopped. The rain is out there, but it's not pouring down. And there's even a few rainbows. Thank you, God. No. Anyhow, the other big stuff is all the big cleanup. That's the harsh. But otherwise,
Trooper standing by.
There's a giant riot. Not a riot. It's an insurrection to the max. It's a revolution. It's a, oh my gosh, there's going to be problems. Myanmar was right next to, it's sort of that way, no, it's that way. It's kind of like if, where Bangladesh, there's Pakistan on one side of India, there's Bangladesh on the other side of India, and it's kind of in that sort of niche above, like if you went deep into Saigon and past Cambodia and you kept going, Myanmar, and it's partially in China has influence in there because China has influence in places and it gets them in trouble. So there's a revolt because the local people, I think they're, I don't know, I'm not going to say, I think they might be Muslim. There's a contrasty thing there. Anyways, this dictator who's a bad rep takes over. It's like they had an election where the military, his military decided who won, and the military just took over with the dictator on top, and the people are all protesting and they're getting killed. 135 since February 1st, and just like a little bit of the slaughter of 38 over just yesterday. So they're going, UN, come in and save us. And they want and the UN's like, excuse me, what? Because UN's got UN stuff going on. Let's look. It's Chinese businesses and Chinese interests are in there too. So it's like it's like a what is it? Oh gosh, what are they gonna do? So as you can tell, this is newspaper. Yeah, newspaper where we look at the news inside the newspaper and stuff like that. Vis-a-vis the name newspaper, which comes from the 1800s, actually said newspaper. Paper. It said paper. It might have been tongue in cheek, but I don't know. 1800s. I don't know if they learning how to speak English Right, William Shakespeare. Oh yeah, we completed a rendition of our little Zoom group of actors did Midsummer Night's Dream, which was weird too. We were just unorganized, and everyone was just in a weird thing. It came out okay, but I'm trying to figure out how. It's sort of being left up to me to freaking run too much stuff, and I'm like, Hippolyta? It's not Hippolyta. Hippolyta. You gotta watch the video. Hey, look at it sometime. But let's check out the headlines, because we got special news for today, because it's Monday. Oh, happy Mongoose Monday. Mongoose Monday. Like, subscribe. We're gonna do more than the news someday. This is just taking up time. Things are coming out. This is the headlines. Alright, that's enough. Because I don't know. This is not looking right. Okay. Thank you for indulging me. Having patience for and indulging me in my indulgences. Of this. Match the face to the headline. I don't know what's going on here. This is like, okay. It's like more flooded. Well, here's the special news. C1, 1C, B flat, C sharp. It's 1C, grand opening. Come and get your vax. Sign up now. Hit the big top. So this big category, it's like probably the biggest category they think. So it's going to take a long time. But anyways, they have all these special, what do you call those? Essential workers, as opposed to non-essential workers or disposable workers or expendable workers, but the essential ones. I was trying to give an eye out, like you might say a doctor is an essential worker, or fireman, essential worker, policeman is an essential worker, and then all these other categories come in, like politicians are essential workers. And people are getting a little grumpy about essential workers. Grocery store workers were considered essential, but like teens with high risk stuff, and I don't know. They had this one that was like news technician. No, information technician. That's what it was. Information technician. I was thinking they were talking about the news because they said they don't want to be known as mass media. I think. Other than that crazy, they're digging deep into the potential dam failure. Affects many islands. Okay, the flood on Maui was like a dam breaking, but it didn't really break it. I seen one of these suckers. I seen one. It's above, deep in the valley of Waimanalo. There's like this thing. It's like there's a ridge and there's a valley. And on top of the ridge, there's a natural bucket sort of area, and they kind of put a huge bucket inside this. So up above, there's a giant reservoir of water, and it overflows. It sinks into the ground. It overspills, sinks into the ground. So grounds around it are like, it up to the ground came a bubbling crude. It's just extremely wet. It comes up to the ground. It's kind of really weird situation they made with water coming down, go underground, back up, right around there. But those buckets, if they imagine like a flimsy bucket, it's overloaded, it kind of tilts and it spills out. Maybe they're designed that way, I don't know. But this is what they're talking about, I'm pretty sure. And now it's like a big deal everywhere, because federal monies are and everyone's going to be, we need disaster, they need, assistance. But and I think the other big one here is homelessness. And what happens is, when the floods all come, they're like, screw you, I don't want to go inside the inside your thing that you have for homeless people, your shelter, because there's rules like no drugs, no alcohols, no pet, but mostly no drugs, no alcohol. They don't want to go in there because, like, you know, like 95% of these is like about that. I'm sure of it. That's my opinion. So these illegal campsites creating problems. They're calling them campsites. Okay. Oh gosh. So, no, back in the day, for me, you know, back in the drinking day, I'd go over to Diamond Head Beach Park, which is like, there's a lighthouse and goes down, there's nothing over there. So people in Waikiki don't go down there. Usually cops don't go down there. It used to be a topless beach. And then it turned into a nude beach. And it slowly degraded into like dregs of the earth beach. And it was so the dregs of the earth. These people just be homeless in there. They camp out there, and it goes up the side of the mountain of Diamond Head. And that's what this is, up on the sides of Diamond Head. I've seen these places. Oh, by the way, we got numbers for coronavirus. 0.9% positivity rate. Yawn already. Mask up, man. That stuff's gonna come back. But here's a picture inside. Here's a picture. One of the homeless camps. They got a tent. Outside the tent, there's a moped, like parked. Like this way too entrenched. All right, back in the day. Before we know, let's make short work of this. Let us sit to read. Oh, back in the day, 1960. Oh, fish market. I had an auction in the fish market. Oh, then how much for the fish? Giant tuna fish. Give it a much. Yeah, that's that. I don't know. They got the Grammys and. You're just not announcing enough. Black and brown artists in the Grammy. Now they're nominations for the Oscars. I don't even know what's going on the cover now. Giant winter storms. FEMA's out to save the immigrant children. Colorado and Wyoming are getting smashed with and UV light. And look at that. Okay, what else? You guys into March Madness. Okay, there you go. Vaccines could tend to lifting travel restrictions because you know it. As soon as they can, get travel restrictions lifted. That's it. It's over. Okay, you're just chomping at the bit. But watch out. Italy is locking down again because UK variant is getting widespread in Italy. So they're already reverting to somewhat of a lockdown. I say beware. Big Q question is, do you agree with Oahu's easing the restrictions for organized sports and reopening bars? Oh, how apropos. Do you agree? Let them all free. Let them all free. Keep them in the cage. And it says, 2% okay for bars, but not for sports. Bars, yes. No, Dan. 28% okay for sports, but not for bars. We're bad. I'm making a total of 28%. 35% no on both, still too risky. 37% yes on both, the safety doable. I couldn't answer that. Bars or kids? What's the greater risk? I think it depends on the event. Is it going to be one of them events or one of them events? No, it's like case by case. That's not a. Do you agree with it all? I don't agree with virus variants hanging around, and the Brazilian showed up in Hawaii, so come on. I'm not just overreacting. There's variants. And people travel, so they go travel and they bring variants back here. And then they spread here. And then people catch them here. And all they do is go, there's the mask, there's the vaccine. I got my first shot. 2 weeks after your second shot. It's supposed to be the full ability of it. And still, 95% you can still catch it. And you can still spread it. If you can catch it, you can spread it. So I think people are being a little dumb about it, but they're they can do stuff, but protection, but I don't trust them with the protection. They haven't been a good track record. Now, Island Voices. That's the opinions. Political cartoon. Black and brown people's votes. In a big truck, all stuffed in a truck. Driven by an elephant, which has got to be QGOP. They're coming for your guns, they're coming for your guns. And they took all their votes. Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. Alright. On with it. Okay. Monday. Perhaps Republicans should turn down aid. Not a single Republican in either chamber of Congress voted for President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. Maybe all Republicans who oppose the plan should return their checks and stick to their principles. Taking it one step further, maybe the Republican senators who voted against the plan, parenthetical, and who probably won't qualify for the stimulus check, parenthetical, should also stick to their principles and refuse the plan's money for their states. What do you think their constituents in need think of their senators and representatives if that were to happen? Dennis Yoshimura, Hawaii guy. They would vote them out of office unless they couldn't get them out of office? I don't know. What do they think? We should be united in helping those in need. We are really a sad state when our Republican U.S. senators vote for not to help Americans in this time of hardship caused by the coronavirus pandemic. When it comes to time to help them in their re-election efforts, I hope all of you Republicans remember that they did for you what you knew when you needed help. This effort for President Joe Biden is not only for Democrats, but for all the citizens of the U.S., and this is the Republicans' way of trying to punish the president for defeating the other guy. Yeah? How can they be so small? There's questions. Our people need help, and they are being shunned by the Republicans. I cannot believe that there's even one Republican trying to help the people in need. This is not America. We are bigger than that. We need to have a unified front to help us overcome all this hardship. George Higashi Kaneohe. Oh man. Get those politicians. Yes. Continuing on. I didn't know how to whittle these down. The states elected officials belong to an elitist club. Talk about elitism, entitlement, and privilege. State Representative Sharon Haw brought upon herself and her constituents great shame. Investigate. There's a site article on March 12th. To the state government, however, it's just business as usual. It may come to a surprise to most, but Hawaii law only allows a voter or recall of officials at the county level. There is no recourse for the electorate has to recall officials in the entitled, privileged, and elitist club that is the state government. The only way to remove Ha or anyone in this clubhouse is to impeach. This means that once you're in the club, only the club members can kick you out. Parenthetical until the next election cycle. End parenthetical. However, as witnessed with Governor David Ige's insulting excuse for his incompetence with finding his Twitter password, and his subsequent re-election, it has become obvious to an outsider that neither the government nor the electorate, with our one day to shine, has the capacity to do what is right. Shame. Shame on us all. Gary MacArthur Kailua, Twitter password. He lost his Twitter password. This is the guy. Wax on, wax off. He's like always stepping back. That's how I came in. Indecision. He said, oh God. He didn't want to upset the voters. He upset the voters. Firefighter. During the storm is a profile on courage about Charles S.J. Jameson's letter regarding the photograph. March 12th. I agree. The photo excellently defined the intensity of Sousa's face. It reminded me of the courage firefighters worldwide unselfishly risk their lives to help us save an can be no finer example of a profile in courage. JFK reference. The firefighter thing was defined vividly in this photograph. I'll all appreciate the incredible welcome you're doing to firefighter and Sousa. I'm glad you're on the job on our island. Mahalo. And plus, when's the calendar coming out for Don Bautista? Yeah, remember that picture? It's a good picture, but that good. They just made it big. Income tax. Oh God, here we go. The tax thing. Income tax increase not needed will do harm. The state Senate recently passed Senate Bill 56, which proposes to raise the income tax on people earning more than $200,000 per year from 11% to 16%. Quote, March 10th. The rationale for this big tax increase is to cover the state's budget gap. The politicians chose this strategy of increasing taxes on high-income people as a path of least resistance. The tax increase on a few is much easier to defend than budget cuts. However, the rationale for this tax increase is weakened by the passage of $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, which will provide state and local governments with monetary assistance. Also, this tax increase would be significant disincentive for physicians and other professionals who live in Hawaii. Doctors typically are higher paid because of the years of education and training needed. Most have taken on significant student debt and must be repaid. We have a doctor shortage in Hawaii, and this tax increase is going to negatively affect the effort to fix that. Jack Carr, Kilo. It's probably friends of the physician. There's another physician one up here. I can't skip. No, I didn't skip it, did I? Well.
Haleiwa Beach Park wall stairs need fixes. Former Mayor Kit Caldwell administration did a kapulu job in repairing the wall at Haleiwa Beach Park. The wall was repaired, but it didn't have to include the repairing of the stairs. Now there are no access to the shoreline from the park. You have to access the shoreline from the War Memorial on the south end of the park or from the north end of the park. The repair also didn't include the restoration of the sand that used to be there. Sand is restored in Waikiki and all over water, but not Haleiwa. Why is not? This is not fair and equal treatment of all public parks. How come the elected officials who represent the Haleiwa area haven't advocated for the restoration of the sand for Haleiwa Beach Park? Restore the sand and redo the wall to include the stairs. Dennis, Sydney, Nakamura.
Ilani. All right. Well, that was just amazingly. It's Monday. And we're just gonna. I don't know. Gonna give the T-Rex award to somebody. Who can it be? Who can it be? Who can it be now? You know, I want to give it to this one. I guess I will. They start off with the one right here. Where is it? Oh, come on, here you go. Gary MacArthur Kailua. Gary MacArthur Kailua. You kind of blew it at the end, but I'm going to give it to you anyways, because you know why? You brought up Governor David Ige lost his Twitter password, and that was his excuse. What happened, Governor? Why weren't you there? I lost my Twitter password. wax on, and then wax off and it was gone. So, Kenny, the marvelous T-Rex Toenail Award goes to you, but you don't get this. No, you don't. You just get the wonderful feeling that you expose politicians for what they are. Humans. Overpaid humans. So, that's it. Thanks, and have a good Monday. Hang loose, man. Just hang loose. It's all muddy, but what can go wrong, eh? What can go wrong? Just hang loose with it. Okay, I could go out.